fast, efficient, effective way of using filler. How to put filler on fast, cut out the sanding time, cut out all the labor, make it easy, make it accurate. By the end of this video, we're gonna have this glove box door into primer with only 40 seconds of block sanding. Behind us here, the green one, it's already been bodyworked. However, we've got the glove box door, glove compartment door. You can see there, it needs some work, right? It's got some imperfections in it. It's a bit ripply. It needs filler work, Bondo, whatever you wanna call it. But we wanna do it fast. We wanna do it easy. Like, don't wanna sand it. We don't wanna put excess on. So let's just go through some fundamentals. How do we put filler on? Effective, fast, efficient, easy, and really cut out all that sanding time and just move on and get it done. We've got to get this glove box, we've got to get this dashboard into this car and get it done. So let's just throw this on the bench here. We'll get stuck into it and it will just save you tons of work, body work in a whole car. So here we go. First thing to do with our number 6 applicator is check the surface. We check it on both edges and through the middle of the rectangle, looking for a low area. We can see here we've got a gap right where we see the daylight, right through there. That's how low area we need to fill. Using an orbital sander, 120 grit on a soft pad, we get the surface all sanded up, ready for the mechanical adhesion of filler. Sand all the corners, all the edges, so that the filler will stick anywhere it ends up. Where we don't want filler to land, a few bits of masking tape will protect it. Then one final check, making sure we're good to go. With our filler mixed up, we wipe it over the whole surface, making sure we press hard, firmly, and cover the whole area so that the filler will stick to every corner, every edge, every surface before we drag the excess off. We'll load the edge where we want to start with our number 6 applicator, wipe it right across the surface lengthways, taking off all the excess that we don't need. You can see here we've missed the spot. No worries, let's load a little extra, we can go again. We'll grab our number 6 applicator, back up on the top edge, wipe it off. Know what you think of these videos? We're just trying to put them together as we go, try and come up with tips and tricks, make your life at home easier and faster and simpler. So subscribe, comment, share, whatever you do, click the buttons, do that stuff. But most importantly, write comments, ask questions, and we'll do our best when those topics come up. We'll make videos and try and answer some questions. Number 6 applicator again, one more wipe, taking all the excess off, leaving it in the right shape. Quick cleanup, take all the dags off the edges, save a little bit of work for later, let that filler dry, pull out the extra, and there we have it. First drag, filler's loaded, it's all in shape, nice dry edge. We can check it. We can see here that on the top edge and the bottom edge, it's right. However, in the middle, we can still see a little bit of daylight. The filler has actually sunk as it's cured and given us a low spot. Get rid of our foam pad, 80 grit, straight onto the hard face of the orbital. Now we want to give this an orbital sand. We're not trying to take material off, we're not trying to change the shape, we are simply scuffing the surface ready for adhesion to go again. Now our number 6 applicator is too big, we need to go down to a smaller one. Here we have the number 3. It gives us the right amount of curvature for the front face here. You can see here once we bend it, a little bit of daylight right in the middle there. That's that low spot we're looking for. Blow the dust off, prepare it for filler. Now again, we cover the entire surface with filler, pressing hard, pressing firm, make sure the filler really keys into that surface, gives us plenty to drag. Make sure we don't miss a little bit above the door lock, get all the edges, all the corners. Number 6 applicator was perfect for the long direction, however in the short direction, too rigid. We need to step it down to a smaller applicator that's a little bit softer. Once we put it on the surface, we can control the profile to the correct curvature and you'll see there's a little gap in the center there. That's that low spot. Sometimes you may not get it perfect. In this application, you can see we've actually missed a bit. So straight into it, drag it off again. On the second drag, we get it right. Get rid of our excess. Like we put that tape there earlier. There's a small section we missed here. We'll have to come back and get that later. Here it is. No block sanding yet. We've corrected the shape in 2 directions. Once filler's gone hard, before we sand it, it's always important to check it. We can check along the longest direction, make sure we've got it all correct. I'll light orbital to remove about 80%. There's a few little witness marks from the application. This is perfect. Haven't changed the shape at all, just taken the texture off the top. Now we can move into block sanding. We've left this here real time, unedited, without speeding up the footage. Set your stopwatch to it, count it if you want. Ends up being 40 seconds of hand sanding. So admittedly, this is a very small panel, not much surface area here, but this method or this process of controlling the shape in the longest direction, then the shortest direction can be applied to any surface on the car. A little bit of careful planning and some careful application, you can radically cut down the hardcore block sanding, reduce the amount of dust we make, reduce the fatigue on our arms, and just make life easy. Blow the dust off, remove the tape. It can be that easy to get it done. By controlling the shape in both directions, we're done. As far as shape goes, that is. Major, minor is done. Now we're down to details. Little piece we missed over here. Let's get those taken care of. Time for details. So we've got these couple little radius gauges here. Now we found that the bigger one suited this job here perfect. So we stuck that on, traced off a perfect circle. Now we've got a guide to work to. Trace off the circle, little detail on the right that we missed. Now with some 2-inch tape, put it across the surface, right up to our pencil line. Want to protect all that surface we've already made correct, and just work exclusively in that circle for the lock recess. With that being done, we can clean out all the excess, sand it back to the pencil line, get a true circle. That top edge of the true circle is going to give us a beautiful little guide there to pull filler into. Clean out the detail, blow the dust off, a little bit more, missed a bit, so let's go back and get that again. Blow off the dust, and here we go. Little mini applicator, pipe in some filler, make sure we get it hard up in that top edge there. Don't have any pinholes or cracks, little edges left over. Really want to get that right. And then just drag it around. Don't forget our little hole. Clean out the excess, and just about there. There we go, that's done. Once that's dried, give that a quick sand. Once that filler dries, we can come back with a little sanding tool. Here we are, Durablock, cut down Durablock AF4404 round block, a little bit of 120 grit, sanding all the way around that recess, cleaning up all that filler, keeping an eye on our pencil line and the edge of the masking tape, making sure we sand to a true circle. Rip our masking tape off, tidy up the very corner there, our little fill on the side, finish that off, clean up the edges, then just knock the edge off the corners, soften up the radius so that once the primer goes on, it can lay over the radius. Always blow the dust off, and here we go. Pretty simply, we've got that done. Filler work done, imperfections done. And yes, this is a tiny panel, but we chose this piece to show the method. Whether it's the whole side of a car or something like this, it's the same process. Here we have it, glove box door done. 3 key things to get it absolutely right. Work on the longest direction first, the shorter direction second, and the details last. Use your applicator, put the filler on as precise as you can, orbital sander, make it fast, and now we're good to go. See you next time.